Now that we have read and loaded our document for the AI agent to use, one mistake that I made in the previous video was I added this file name as a string when in fact it should be a variable, because we are trying to add this file name here. Okay, so the next thing that we want to do is to create our question agent. This is the agent that would generate a question for us based on the length of our document. So we can see generates question and generates question, and this would take the text as a string, but we want the function to return list of strings. So we're going to add this list str. Okay, so in this function we would first of all want to get the length of the text in the document. So we'll say text length equals to len text, and this should get the length of the text in this our document. Now the next thing that we want to do is to generate a number of questions based on the length of our text. So we can say num question, I'm going to do text length divided 1000. What this part does is that it is dividing our text length by 1000 and is only keeping the integer part. So this is the floor division. Now what this means is that if our text length is, let's say, 7800, when we divide that by 1000, it's only going to keep the 7 part instead of the 7.8 instead of the 7.8. So it's only going to keep the 7 parts. Stop. I know that we said that we wanted the AI to decide the number of questions, but we want the AI to decide to ask us 3 to 7 questions based on the length of our document. Okay, so all we just have to do is to wrap this using the max function. I'm going to add 3 here, and we'll have to wrap this around a main function, and that will be 3. So what this now does is that it should generate, or it should decide on a number of questions between 3 to 7 questions based on the length of the documents. So the next thing that we want to do is to set a maximum length of documents, and then to truncate it if it exceeds that maximum length. So for maximum length, we want to work with 6000, and then we see if the text is greater than 6000 characters, greater than max length, that is if it's greater than 6000 characters, truncated. So you do text max length So essentially what this does is that it's telling the AI agent, here is my txt document, find the length of that particular document, how many characters are in the document. Then you would have to decide the number of questions to ask me based on the length of that document. So if the document is too short, ask me 3 questions. If it is way too long, it should not ask me more than 7 questions. That's what this does. And then here it says that, okay, as you are doing that, Another thing to keep in mind is that I only want you to keep 6,000 characters of the document, and then you truncate it. So 6,000 characters is the maximum length, and if the length of the text exceeds 6,000, I want you to add ... which truncates it. The next thing that we want to do is to add our prompt.